Belle's idol journey didn't start the same way as other MNL48 members do. Belle and some others were introduced as the challengers, and because of that, Belle received so much hatred among loyal supporters of other aspirants at that time. But when Belle became an official part of the MNL48 first generation members, Belle eventually became one of MNL48's recognizable members, and that is what we are going to discuss in this video today. MNL48 Belle's idol journey started 3 weeks before the MNL48 first general elections, and she was part of the new set of aspirants created to put the original Top 48 to the test. On April 7th of 2018, it was revealed that in the past 2 weeks, they had a secret audition that completed a new set of 27 aspirants that was created to challenge the Top 48, and they were called the Challengers. On week 10 of the MNL48 auditions, they chose top 7 aspirants, or those who are leading in the votes, and bottom 7 aspirants, or those who may not have been performing enough. After announcing the bottom 7, they revealed the new 7 challenger aspirants, and they were Lainey, Nina, Vera, Andy, Ina, Mary, and Belle. On that day, they were introduced and danced to the tune of I'll Go With Diamond, and of course, it was noticeable in the eyes of the original Top 48 that they didn't like what they see. And the revelation of the challengers also sparked anger among the fans. The concept of the challengers was not like the usual wild card that Philippine reality survival shows usually do, because the challengers were not taken from the eliminated aspirants but a new set of new contenders. The challengers were introduced to challenge the bottom 7, which then was Kay, Faith, Thea, Grace, Jan, Van, and Kyla. And if the Challenger 7 defeats the bottom 7, that would mean the end of the bottom 7's idol journey. There were varying opinions among the fans, but overall it was unfair. Unfair for the bottom 7 and the aspirants that were previously eliminated in the competition, and also unfair for the Challenger 7 because they were introduced like villains in the competition. What the challengers wanted was just to push their luck and pursue their dreams, but since they were introduced as the antagonists in the competition, then they received so much hatred among the fans of the original Top 48 and felt like they were fed to the lions. They were even called mushrooms because they came out all of a sudden 3 weeks before the first general elections. On week 11 of the competition, the bottom 7 and the Challenger 7 finally met in a face-off dance battle, and both teams were prepared to prove their worth, and if the average score of the bottom 7 is lower than the average score of the challengers, then the challengers will take their slot and the bottom 7 will say goodbye to their idol journey. Both teams received good remarks from the panel of judges like OG Diaz and Coach Jercel, but the bottom 7 wins the battle and completes the finalists of the Top 48. Days after, more challengers were introduced on the MNL48 mobile app, and they will also compete for the votes in the general elections. On April 21st of 2018 on its showtime, they made a surprise announcement. Surprisingly, 2 MNL48 audition frontrunners Aria Carino and Eunice Santiago decided to withdraw from the competition because of personal reasons, and because of that, 2 slots were left vacant, and they took 2 girls from the challengers to fill the vacant slot, and they were Mary and Belle. And because the challengers were introduced like villains in the eyes of the fans, even if what happened was fair, fans still didn't seem to like it. Belle landed at rank number 23 on the general elections, and on May 3rd of 2018, Belle was promoted to MNL48 Team N4. The emergence of Belle as one of MNL48's recognizable members began on the release of MNL48's second single, Pag-ibig Fortune Cookie, when she was chosen to be part of the Senbatsu for that single. The Pag-ibig Fortune Cookie Senbatsu was announced during MNL48's Ay Takata Gustong Makita handshake event held on Movie Stars Cafe on November 25th of 2018. And since Belle being part of the challengers during the first general elections, it's understandable that during the Ay Takata era, she wasn't getting much attention, but being part of the Pag-ibig Fortune Cookie Senbatsu gave Belle enough exposure to be recognized by many fans. Following the release of the Pag-ibig Fortune Cookie, months after, the second single B-side track, Palusot Ko'y Maybe, was released, and it was performed by MNL48 Team N4, which Belle is also a part of, giving her more exposure exposure following her appearance on the Pag-ibig Fortune Cookie music video. Palusot Ko'y Maybe is the MNL48 version of AKB48's 13th major single, Ihiwaki Maybe, which was AKB48's first single which participating members were chosen by an election. MNL48's Palusot Ko'y Maybe is regarded by the fans as one of MNL48's best music videos in terms of quality and is at par with international music videos. On February 17th of 2019, during MNL48's Valentine's mini live concert held at Movie Stars Cafe in Quezon City, MNL48 made a special announcement which was the Senbatsu lineup for MNL48's third single, 365 Araw ng Eroplanong Papel, and Belle was again part of the Senbatsu. 365 Araw ng Eroplanong Papel music video was released on April 5th of 2019 and this contributes to Belle's continuous exposure. 365 Araw ng Eroplanong Papel was the MNL48 single that carried the second general elections, and on the second general elections, Belle landed at rank number 24. Being at rank number 24, Belle became part of the MNL48 second generation undergirls that performed the fourth single coupling song Gingham Check. Belle may have missed being part of the Senbatsu for the fourth single at the moment. In fact, during the second general elections of MNL48, Belle was even worried if she will even make it in the top 48 and continue as second generation member because MNL48 implements an elimination system in the general elections, but she made it anyway.
Sa totoo lang po, hindi ko po ina-expect na makakapit pa po ako sa underground. Kanina po nakaupo ako doon. Iniisip ko na yung plano ko pag umalis ako sa MNL48.
MNL48 Gingham Check has given undergirls respective amount of exposure through mall shows and TV appearances. On August 24th of 2019, MNL48 for the second time performed in AKB48 Asia Festival held in Shanghai, China, and Belle at this time was chosen to be one of the MNL48 members who will represent MNL48 in the said prestigious event. This was also one of MNL48's legendary performances when they performed the a cappella version of 365 Araw ng Eroplanong Papel, which earns respect from international fans, and Filipino MN love still flexing it up to this time. Being part of the Senbatsu sent to this event, this was also Belle's first international exposure. On September 21st of 2019, during MNL48's fourth single Handshake event, MNL48 made an important announcement, and that was the announcement of MNL48's fifth single Senbatsu. And this time, Belle made a comeback as a Senbatsu member, and weeks later, the fifth single song title was revealed, and that was High Tension. Relative to MNL48's previous singles that mostly adheres to the kawaii image and style of AKB48, MNL48's High Tension, on the other hand, revolutionized the image of MNL48 by implementing an edgy Western swagger feels. MNL48 High Tension music video premiered on MNL48 Valentine's mini live concert held on February 16 of 2020 and published on their official YouTube channel on February 19 of 2020. And the High Tension music video earned praises from fans and non-fans alike. Belle is also part of MNL48's first Christmas single titled Amazing Grace, which is a cover of a classic gospel song of the same title. And to start 2020, Belle was also blessed to be chosen to participate in Tabing Ilog the musical together with MNL48 members Bray and Abby. Tabing Ilog is a musical version of a 90s youth TV series of the same title by ABS-CBN. And during MNL48's Valentine's mini live concert of 2020, again as they always do, MNL48 made an important announcement, and that was the Senbatsu lineup for the sixth single, which was River. River is supposed to be released sometime around April of 2020 to carry the upcoming MNL48 third general elections, but because of the restrictions imposed by the national government because of the situation brought by the global pandemic, COVID-19, the whole Metro Manila was placed under enhanced community quarantine. General elections and the release of the sixth single River have been postponed many times, and on November 27th of 2020, finally, MNL48 released the much-awaited single River. But just as when the fans were about to explode out of excitement with the release of River, unfortunately on November 29th of 2020, Belle made a shocking announcement by saying that she will no longer participate in the upcoming MNL48 third general elections and will leave MNL48. Belle was not prepared to announce it that day, but after the sudden announcement of the deadline for voting for the third general elections, she needed to announce it immediately to avoid her supporters pouring votes for her and eventually wasting it since she is leaving. And that's all I have for you guys in this video, and I hope you learned a lot of things about MNL48 Belle's idol journey, especially if you are a Belle Kamiyoshi. And if you would like to see future contents just like this one, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you stayed till the end of this video, I appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, friends.